Well, good day, my friends. It's your old pal Jordan the Lion, and we are in Atlanta again, back at the Center for Puppetry Arts. Daze with Jordan the Lion begins now. This is definitely one of my favorite museums that I get to check out. I've been here twice before, but they have alternating exhibits, and one of them is actually ending this weekend, so I'm going to get out here and check it out before they shut it down. Special exhibit. That's what I came to see, Fraggle Rock. Oh, nice. Look how they decorated the outside. Ready for Halloween. The permanent exhibit is over there, but this is what I want to check out today, primarily. Oh, this is great. It says, coming off the success of the Muppet Show, Jim Henson began to pursue some of his most pioneering projects yet. Fraggle Rock, his first show intentionally developed for an international audience. Oh, look at Sprocket. This is going to be awesome. As a kid, I always remember seeing the beginning of Fraggle Rock with that amazing theme song. That's so cool. It says, Sprocket is a shaggy dog who spends time in Doc's workshop where Fraggle Rock connects to the human world. Sprocket is very observant, often noticing the Fraggles, but failing to be able to alert his owner, Doc, of their presence. And there's a photo of the set with Doc and Sprocket. And somebody's puppeteering legs down there. That is cool. I was wondering what they would have here. Starting it off perfect with Sprocket.
Doc is a chef. Sprocket is called Croquette.
Here they're saying that the international idea, trying to take it international, was successful because it says the Russians were fans. It developed for international television from the start. The scenes involving Doc and Sprocket and Fraggle Uncle Traveling Matt took place in the human world, known as outer space to the Fraggles. These scenes in the human world allowed the show to localize content by country and language. The show was ultimately distributed to 80 different countries in 10 different languages. Wonder what happened to the rest of the workshop. I was kind of wondering if they would recreate the whole thing here, but sadly they did not. These are some of the early conceptual drawings by Michael Frith from 1981. The original ideas. 3 main types of characters were evolving. It said the Fraggles, the Doozers, and the Gorgs. Dobo, Boober, Wembley, Red, and Moki quickly became established as the Fraggle Five, the main characters of the show. And it says it originated with a Hyde Park hotel meeting, and most of the convening group became the instrumental people in Fraggle Rock, and they have an original page from on the stationery, some of the conceptual stuff. Junior Gorg illustrates the puppeteering of Gorg and how they knew they were going to do it. The puppeteer moves the body, head, arms, and legs, while the others operate the facial expressions from a radio control panel. So that's what we would see. And then there's the guy inside working it. And here's the remote control. Kind of like a remote control car radio controller. That is pretty neat.
We needed giant characters who had complete freedom of movement and at the same time expressive faces. We needed to find a way to allow two performers to control the same puppet. The 3 giant costumes are worn by performers who are skilled in dance and body movement. The costume will permit them to make the oversized, almost slapstick movements required of the character. It's difficult for the performer inside to see out. So we've devised something we call Gorg vision. We have a little tiny television camera that's located here, looking out of the Gorg's eye.
Oh, there's a little camera in the Gorg's eyes.
It goes down to a monitor that's mounted right in front of the performer's eyeball. Not only does this permit him to see, but it raises his sight line to Gorg's eye height. When he looks at something, the character's eyes also seem to look at it. Now suited up, the performer inside will
very neat.
The movement of the arms,
pretty high tech.
body. The other half of the performance is created.
And this shows you how they would have done the smaller puppets. They would actually voice them with like a headset. And then they would be above the rocks, basically in outer space, as they were saying. And then the puppeteer would be underneath working it. So here's some of the Fraggle fabric sleeves that made their arms. Belonging to Gobo, Boober, and Wembley, made of Antron fleece. It was a specific type of fleece used to create many of the original Jim Henson's characters, including the Muppets, Kermit, and the original Fraggles. And then drawings and diagrams of how they would create each puppet for the show and how it would move. Nice. There's Red, and it said this is a half-size, half-scale Red with Red's controller. Half-scale versions of the Fraggle puppets manipulated via radio controllers were used to create the proper portions whenever the Fraggles interacted with the Gorgs. These special versions allowed the series to play with extreme differences in scale, something Jim Henson especially enjoyed emphasizing. Red's a great character. Now look at this, they have a full room full of stuff. Take a look at all of this. I think we got it stored over here with Junior Gorg. I always thought of him as like the giant, the storming giant. That is a huge costume. Had to be, remember? We saw the visual that there was a man inside. That is great to see the actual real one. That is amazing. The son of Mom Pa Gorg is a dutiful son whose main chore is to tend to the family's radish garden. He tries to protect the garden from Fraggles, who often sneak in and take the radishes for themselves. However, over the course of the original series, Junior goes from trying to catch the Fraggles, that's how they spelled it with a W, Fraggles, because that's how he would say it, to making peace with them and developing a friendship with the small creatures. That's awesome. I am really, really glad I got here in time to do this before they shut down the exhibit this weekend. Just to think they used to have cameras inside those eyes. So here we have Balsam, which I love how different all the characters are made to look. None of them looked like identical or anything like that. None of them would be confusing. He shares the name with Phil Balsam, who composed the Fraggle Rock theme song. When appearing as a minstrel in the original series, Balsam was performed by multiple people, including Lee Armstrong, Jerry Nelson, and Karen Prell. And then we had Murray right here. Murray plays the saxophone, of course, in the minstrel show band. And then right here, playing the mandolin, is Jamdolin. And then here's Brule. And Brio right there with the little keyboard accordion. It says the only female in the musical group. And then you've got some in the background back there. It says that those are the ink spots back there. Then there's the baby Fraggle Peach. And there's baby Fraggle Purple. Love that they created like the underground and everything, the way we would see them, and the little mushrooms. And then here we have the Fraggle 5. So right there's Boober. Boober's cautious and frequent warrior whose hobbies include laundry and cooking. And then we have Red with like the pom-pom hair back there. Red has an energetic and competitive nature. She appears in all but 2 episodes. And yeah, she was always hopping around going crazy. Then here's Gobo right here. Then we have Moki right there. And Wembley right there. Man, I just love the display. And then they have even more. They have the Doozers over here, the little world of the Doozers. There's Cotterpin. And then over here, Rotted Doozers. You can see they have the puppetry rod going up through them. That's how they could work the puppets. So they would present them above ground and work them that way. And then we have a couple more up here. Then we have the Sawing Doozers. So that kind of gives you an idea. They would put like the rock underneath them, and then over here you can see the puppetry rods and everything right there. Almost kind of looks like a handbrake type deal. There's another little baby Fraggle back there. Man, they are just kind of tucked in everywhere. Man, this was so cool. I think out of everything that I saw, other than, you know, obviously seeing the main 5, I think the coolest thing was seeing Sprocket and seeing Junior over here. That was a blast. So unfortunately, by the time you guys are seeing this, the exhibit will probably have already ended. But I hope you enjoyed this. I know I sure did. This was awesome. There he is. Man, that was so cool to see. Another great time at the Center for Puppetry Arts. I love coming here. Actually, the last time I was here, they had those original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer puppets, so that was really cool to see, and now we got to see the real Fraggle Rock puppets. Alright, I want to thank EC and Kevin Burns for becoming my newest Patreons. Alright, my friends, we're going to call it a day. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good night, and goodbye.